Welcome to Garage Gym Athlete Ask Me Anything. It's pretty simple. I'll be answering questions from the thousands of athletes that follow our daily programming. If you have a question or topic you want submitted, go to garagegymathlete.com/AMA. Let's get started. Welcome to Garage Gym Athlete Ask Me Anything. It's pretty simple. I'll be answering questions from the thousands of athletes that follow our daily programming. If you have a question or topic you want submitted, go to garagegymathlete.com/AMA. Let's get started. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Garage Gym Athlete Podcast. Jared Moon here with Joe Courtney. What's up, Joe?
Still in Texas.
Still in Texas. Yeah. Third week in a row. All right, we have a question kind of about caloric deficits. It's a longer question, but I want to read the entire thing because some of you may have similar questions. So Justin says, my question is in regards to tracking nutrition and adjusting food consumption. I track my food daily using MyFitnessPal, and based off some calculations, I figure I should eat around 2,300 calories a day. Now, I stick to as close to this as I can, but I do realize that with our training, by the end of the day, my caloric deficit is around 1,000 or more calories. Conventional wisdom says you need to consume 500 calories less than you burn in order to lose weight. 1, is that still true to this day? 2, should I be adjusting my consumption based on my caloric burn each day, or just stick to a certain caloric intake and live with the ever-changing daily deficit? Thanks for any input. What you got, Joe?
So first I'm going to start off just with the whole calorie counting and things like that. Trackers, like that you're wearing on your wrist, are wildly inaccurate. And I've worn Apple, Garmin, and Whoop, and I've gotten 3 completely different calorie totals because at the end of the day, they all give you an estimate of your calorie burn. So
they are catching up. They are getting better with each iteration. By Apple Watch 9, we might be at pretty close. But
yeah, and it's a great estimation. And honestly, it's best for if you have your tracker, then see what you burn each day, and then that could be your baseline for that specifically. But then comboing it with what you're eating, you might not your deficit might not be accurate. So that's one thing that I would foot stomp a little bit, is that you might seem like, okay, I'm burning this many calories, my device has this many calories, and I ate this many, so I'm at an extreme deficit. Well, your calorie burn estimation might be a bit off, because I don't think it would even factor for heat and everything like that. Also, adjusting calories day to day because of how many calories you burn, I also would stay away from that, because we always talk about more of hitting your macros and focusing on macros versus counting calories, because calories aren't treated equally. Also, day to day, it's not so much like if you eat a bunch one day and then nothing the next day. It's not every day that you need to look at. It's more of the grand view of the entire week, the amalgamation of the entire week total. So if you stay consistent of, okay, this is what I need to eat this day, and this is what I need to eat the next day, and then maybe base it on your workouts, if anything. But staying consistent, it'll also help you hit your nutrition and stress wise. That's a big thing about nutrition, is that people get into these places to where if you're counting calories consistently, it's going to add stress to it, and you're like, okay, I ate too much today, I need to shovel all this food in because I didn't eat enough today. If you just keep those, whatever you find your macro and calorie count for food happy for that day, for a single day, try and keep that consistent every day, and it'll be better in the long run versus looking at your calories and thinking, oh, it's 7 o'clock at night, I need to eat 500, 600 calories real quick before I go to bed, or else I'm in too much of a deficit.
And this wasn't a direct, I'm trying to lose weight, so is this the right way? You kind of mentioned it there, but I'm assuming you're wanting to lose weight, or if you were, that's why you're talking about caloric deficits and not surpluses or maintenance. At the end there, it kind of asked like you were asking a maintenance question. So for weight loss, the science is there. Calories in, calories out, the science is there. If you eat fewer calories and you burn more, you will lose weight. So the science is there. But to Joe's point, you have to make sure that these things are really accurate. There are a lot of things. There's your actual activity, which is happening from a fitness tracker. There's the accuracy of, how well you're actually tracking your food. And then your resting metabolic rate also needs to be incredibly accurate. I see people screw that part up a lot too. So what you could really look at here is if you're trying to find out if what you're doing is good or bad, is your body weight. So if you are not wanting to lose weight, like I don't want to lose weight, so I look at my body weight at least once a week. And if I start to move down, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not eating enough calories. To your point, like I probably need to eat a little bit more and stay on top of that. If my weight's going up, then maybe I'm eating too much. Typically, my training's the same, so my nutrition is always the lever that I get to pull. And so I'm like, okay, maybe I need to back off on certain types of foods or whatever. While I'm not a big fan of just like stepping on a scale and always tracking the weight, if that's your goal, that will kind of be your indicator. Like if your trackers say you're running at 1,000 calorie deficit every single day for months on end and you're not losing weight, something's off. Like once either a tracker's off, your calculations are off, something's off. Because if you are truly burning more calories than you consume, you should lose weight. So just look at your weight and adjust for what you're trying to do. But Joe hit it on the head that you need to look at this bigger picture of what's going on for the week. We do recommend typically people stick to their macros, getting enough protein, enough water, things of that nature, as opposed to getting too worried about like, I'm 76 calories over what I was allotted today, because that's just a little bit more arbitrary, to be honest.
Yeah, I also personally, like when I shower, I'll take off my watch, and I might not put it on for like 2 hours. I'm still doing something. I'm still burning calories in those 2 hours, but it doesn't know that I'm doing that. So just another example of how they can be a bit off, but just see how it is day to day with your macros lined up with that, and then adjust from there.
Yeah, and keep an eye on the body weight for your goal. And if the body weight's moving in the direction, staying the same or going up, if it's doing what you want, then you have things pretty dialed in. If it's not, one of your trackers is probably off. Cool. All right, guys, if you have a question, go to garagegymathlete.com/AMA. We will get that question answered for you. If you're on YouTube, go ahead, subscribe, leave us a comment, thumbs up. And if you are listening, 5-star review and positive comment really help some more Garage Gym athletes out. So if you tell Apple or Spotify or wherever you're listening that this podcast is awesome, it will be like, oh, this podcast is awesome. It's going to recommend it to more people. It's all about the algorithm. So help the algorithm, help more Garage Gym athletes by leaving that review. But that's all we got for this one, guys. Thanks for watching or listening. I hope you enjoyed today's Ask Me Anything episode. So one more time, if you want to submit a question, topic, or idea, you can do so at garagegymathlete.com/AMA. And hey, while you're there, if you haven't already, sign up for Garage Gym Athlete membership. We are the best community and programming on the internet. I dare you to try and prove me wrong. I hope you enjoyed today's Ask Me Anything episode. So one more time, if you want to submit a question, topic, or idea, you can do so at garagegymathlete.com/AMA. And hey, while you're there, if you haven't already, sign up for Garage Gym Athlete membership. We are the best community and programming on the internet. I dare you to try and prove me wrong.